Hello, I'm Carlo DeSalvo. Welcome to the channel, and I am going to talk to you today about getting the body that you're in love with. Are you frustrated with your body because you're carrying too much body fat, maybe not enough muscle, and that's leaving you feel like you have low self-esteem, low self-worth, the confidence is way down, and you're trying to approach getting your body with discipline. Most people, they'll set like a New Year's resolution or they've got a goal set up and then they move towards it with discipline. They're like, I just got to be more disciplined. Well, in this video, I'm actually going to explain to you why discipline is actually the wrong mechanism in order for you to achieve your goals of getting that fantastic body that you feel good in when you look in the mirror. Now, how do I know this? I myself was overweight for years and I certainly was not happy with my body. In fact, I was ashamed. I remember looking at my gut and thinking like, how the hell did this happen to me? And I wanted something different. And there was a fella I used to watch on YouTube called Mike Chan. His name was Mike Chan, and he had a channel called Six Pack Shortcuts. And I thought this guy had a perfect body. So one thing I did was I created a vision board. I took a picture of his body and put it on my vision board, glued my head to it, and then bam, I started feeling like I could achieve this because I seen it. So consistency is how you get results, and consistency creates habits. Now, how does that image of that vision board play into this? It's mental programming. Mental programming or mental rehearsal is a vital part of creating consistency. Discipline is weak. Why is discipline weak? Because it requires your conscious intention. It requires your conscious focus all the time, and that can wear out. That is really supported by motivation, and motivation is not always going to be there. So you want to move through that phase as fast as you can into becoming an automatic habit, because consistencies come from habits, not through discipline. How do you create a habit faster? A habit can be formed a lot faster if you stack the physical activity along with mental conditioning. So mental conditioning is really about visual imagery. So if I tell you, do not think of a white wolf, you probably thought of a white wolf. In fact, I am certain that you did. Don't think of a pink elephant. You thought of a pink elephant. You see, the mind thinks in pictures. So if the mind thinks in pictures, and we understand that's how the mind works, we can actually begin to condition our mind, because the brain cannot distinguish what is vividly imagined or what is real. The brain just thinks it's all real. So how you create that consistency is through identity. So if you're constantly visualizing the outcome that you want and you see yourself in that identity, the behaviors follow suit. Now, they have run some pretty interesting tests over the years involving visual imagery or mental rehearsal. And what they've found is when people are visualizing, it activates the same neural circuitry involved in actually doing the skill. So they've run these tests on people that were playing the piano only in their mind. And what they found at the end of the testing period is that people were able to play the piano just by visualization alone. They did the same very test with strength. They've done strength training only in visualization and hypertrophy. And what they found is at the end of the test was that people's strength has dramatically increased and hypertrophy actually took place. Now, the hypertrophy was somewhat minimal, but the muscle size still increased. So they've run these tests over and over and over again on people like Olympic athletes. They've run them on music artists. And so what they found was the brain, the functional brain imaging shows the same activation in the brain regions as if they were actually doing the event. Modern science shows that habits take shape and they form into concrete habit consistently after 66 days. They used to think 21, but in modern science is now showing 66 days. But you can dramatically decrease that time through visualization. And I can tell you that's exactly how I went from being overweight to having a body that I'm proud of. And now it's consistent. It's automatic. There is very low effort. It's just part of my identity. So the true secret in order to get the body that you want, it's going to come from creating consistent habits within your life. So you have to make it a habit. You have to move away from discipline. Discipline is the wrong mechanism. Discipline will always set you up for failure. And then you're going to be thinking that, oh, I'm weak. I don't have the discipline to do this. And you know what? It is a negative cycle. People will go through these cycles all the time. They'll get started and then they'll go pretty good for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden they start slipping on their consistency, and it never actually takes place and forms into a habit. Well, your best chance is to shorten the installation of that new identity, that new consistent behavior, that pattern that is encoded in the brain, because it all starts in the brain. All habits are mental. Don't try to make this all about the physicality, about making sure that you have an exercise program. Exercise programs are everywhere in the world. Nutrition plans are everywhere. You can get them for free everywhere. We don't have an information problem in the world. What we have is an application problem. And that's because we're making everything physical. Now, if you switch that and make it mental first, I guarantee you, you're going to get the success that you want. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe. I am a hypnotist that specializes in behavioral change, and behaviors is what is going to get you the results. So subscribe, and I'm going to continue to make content like this that will help you move the needle in creating those consistent habits that are going to get you to the goals that you want.